Thunderbolts' mysterious Bob is Marvel's own dark Superman. This S does not stand for hope. A new trailer for Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts may not have revealed why there's an asterisk in the title, bracing for a Dark Avengers reveal at the end, but it did tease an unexpected addition to the team. Bob. Who is Bob? Bob's a guy in hospital scrubs who just happens to be on a team exclusively populated by trained assassins, perfect soldier program rejects, and accidents of science who turned to supercrime, all kitted out to the nines with super tech, which by the laws of all good Dirty Dozen-style narrative setups means he must be the most terrifying guy here. A quick shot of an iconic belt buckle from later in the trailer and confirmation from Deadline in July all but confirms his identity. Bob, played by Lewis Pullman, Outer Range, Top Gun Maverick, is the MCU version of one of Marvel's most powerful and least stable superheroes. There's only one Marvel superhero who wears a big S on his belt, goes by Bob, and wouldn't be unusual to see in the institutional garb of a mental patient, and that's the Sentry. Created by writer Paul Jenkins and artist Jay Lee in 2000's Sentry miniseries for Marvel's mature fare imprint, Marvel Knights, Robert Reynolds wields cosmos-shaking power as the superhero known as the Sentry. Following an encounter with one of the world's innumerable attempts to reproduce Steve Rogers' super soldier serum, he gains Superman-like powers, including immense strength, speed, flight, invulnerability, enhanced senses, and solar energy absorption, and some extras like molecular manipulation and mind manipulation. His heroic adventures as the Sentry began even before the appearance of the Fantastic Four, and he was fast friends with the Avengers, Spider-Man, and basically everybody else on the good side of the Marvel Universe. That is, until he realized that he was linked with an equally powerful and correspondingly evil entity known as the Void, and the only way to nullify it was to stop using his powers and make everyone in the universe forget that the Sentry had ever existed. That was the story, at least, until 2004's New Avengers from writer Brian Michael Bendis and various artists, when the character was given a very post-9/11 twist. Supervillains had mucked with Reynolds' mind to make him believe he had to stop being a superhero, and the awesome power of his subconscious psychic abilities had made the lie real. Since then, comics have gone back and forth with reveals and retcons, tweaking and changing who exactly Robert Reynolds, the Sentry, and the Void are. Did the Sentry make everyone forget him in order to counteract the Void and live as a normal man? Is the Void a mirror entity to the Sentry's powers, or Reynolds' own alternate personality, as expressed with the Sentry's powers? Is it a manifestation of Reynolds' fear of his misusing his abilities, brought to reality by his own psychic strength? Or was that fear itself implanted in Reynolds by a supervillain in order to destroy him and all memories of him? Thunderbolts has all of these explanations to choose from, on top of simply inventing their own bespoke version of the Void Sentry Robert dynamic. The only real through line with the character is that he's a supremely powerful Superman analog called the Sentry, whose presence attracts an equally powerful evil entity called the Void, which itself may or may not be a product of Reynolds' fragile psyche. Does this mean the ultimate villain opposing the Thunderbolts will be the Void? Hopefully not, because that's exactly the plot of David Ayer's Suicide Squad, just swapping out the Sentry for the similar "I've got an evil entity inside me" character of the Enchantress. But either way, we'll find out on May 2nd, 2025, when Thunderbolts, or whatever it's called after we find out what the asterisk means, hits theaters. Marvel Studios releases Thunderbolts, teaser trailer and poster. Meet the MCU's least anticipated band of misfits. Careful who you assemble. Marvel Studios has released the first teaser trailer and poster for the upcoming feature film Thunderbolts, uniting the MCU's least anticipated band of misfits. Florence Pugh returns as depressed assassin Yelena Belova, and the trailer finds her teaming up with some unlikely faces. The returning cast includes Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, David Harbour as Red Guardian, Wyatt Russell as John Walker, Olga Kurylenko as Taskmaster, Hannah John Kamen as Ghost, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Lewis Pullman and Geraldine Viswanathan also star. In addition to sharing the first teaser trailer, Marvel also released the first poster. Jake Schreier directs Thunderbolts with Keven Feige producing. Louis D'Esposito, Brian Chapek, Jason Thames, and Scarlett Johansson serve as executive producers. Thunderbolts' debut trailer reveals first look at Lewis Pullman's Sentry. Who sent you, Bob? Marvel Studios has released the debut trailer for Thunderbolts, set to be the last film of Phase 5 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yes, that asterisk is deliberate, and no, Marvel Studios chief Keven Feige has yet to explain why. The trailer below kicks off with Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova visiting her father, Red Guardian, David Harbour, who isn't in the best of places. It's clear neither character is particularly happy with their lot, and both are in need of some stimulation. Throughout the course of the trailer, we see this anti-hero team-up take shape, with Wyatt Russell as John Walker, U.S. Agent, Hannah John Kamen as Ava Starr, Ghost, and Olga Kurylenko as Antonia Dreykov, Taskmaster, trying to wrap their heads around what's happening to them even as they fight one another. Sebastian Stan reprises his role as Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier, and based on the trailer, we'll see Bucky go up against the Thunderbolts before becoming their de facto leader. At one point, we see Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, who is ostensibly in charge of the Thunderbolts. But the highlight is a first look at Lewis Pullman's Bob, aka Sentry, who appears bemused when the rest of the team turn up unannounced. Top Gun Maverick star Lewis Pullman replaced Steven Yeun as Sentry following The Walking Dead star's departure from the role. Pullman, the son of actor Bill Pullman, delivered a memorable performance as Lieutenant Robert Bob Floyd in 2022's Top Gun Maverick, with other notable credits including 2018 neo-noir thriller Bad Times at the El Royale, the TV series Outer Range, and most recently, Apple's Lessons in Chemistry opposite Marvel star Brie Larson. The role of Sentry became vacant after Yeun had to drop out of the Thunderbolts lineup due to scheduling conflicts because the movie got pushed from the 2024 release slate following a major reshuffle in the aftermath of the dual writers and actor strikes, leaving Deadpool and Wolverine as the only MCU movie out this year. Sentry is perhaps the most dangerous and powerful superhero in the Marvel Universe, but has not had much exposure outside of Marvel's comics, apart from appearing in a handful of mobile games like Marvel Puzzle Quest, Marvel Future Fight, and Marvel Snap, so it will be interesting to see the character come to life on the big screen. Jake Schreier is directing Thunderbolts from a script penned by Beef scribe Lee Sung-jin, who is working from the first draft by Black Widow screenwriter Eric Pearson. David Harbour previously said Pearson had a really cool idea for the story that would drop a bomb on the MCU when it eventually comes to theaters. Thunderbolts hits cinemas May 2025.